It was your way, my dear, to be gone without a word when callers, friends or kin had left, and I hastened in to rejoin you, as I inferred. And when you'd a mind to career off anywhere, say to town, you were all on a sudden gone, before I had thought thereon, or noticed your trunks were down. So now that you disappear for ever in that swift style, your meaning seems to me just as it used to be. Goodbye is not worthwhile.
Well, this feels very blunt. Hardy seems to be almost criticising Emma, his wife, his deceased wife. And he's saying, you kind of keep going away when you were alive, and now you've kind of gone away by dying. And, although this poem is written just after Emma died, same time as that previous, much more sensual poem that we just heard, this in the previous video, this doesn't have that feeling.
I think these emotions are very natural. When a loved one dies, we often have feelings of love and loss, but also anger.
But anger directed at a third person or actually at the deceased?
I think often at the deceased. Why have you upped and left me alone?
Do you think this poem tells us more about Emma or about Hardy himself?
It does suggest Hardy's selfish side. He's not talking about Emma, who he's lost. He's not talking about his love for her. Instead, he's saying, why aren't you there when I need you? But we all have a selfish side, and this has just been written by a man who's been bereaved, and it's just another way of expressing his grief.
Mark, this poem is about the way Emma would just disappear pretty abruptly, but the poem itself has got a sense of abruptness about it.
It has in terms of its form and the abrupt lines. It's very direct because when they lived at Max Gate, of course, Emma would have different entrances and exits to the house, and sometimes Emma would just go and leave. So say Hardy had guests, she would go out of the back entrance, and it starts off the poem, "It was your way, my dear, to be gone without a word, when callers, friends or kin had left, and I hastened in to rejoin you as I inferred." And there's a real sense of Emma being in the garden, really, sort of leaving the house as Hardy is entertaining guests. And then in the second stanza it says, "And when you'd a mind to career off anywhere, say to town, you were all of a sudden gone, before I had thought thereon, or noticed your trunks were down." So in other words, not just walking off into Dorchester, for instance, but perhaps actually going away, sort of taking your luggage with you. And what is Hardy saying about this is though to say, their marriage, was it an unhappy one? Was it the fact that he felt a sense of isolation through this and loneliness, that actually was this the mark of their separation, really, in terms of their lack of love and how she was disappearing?
And this abrupt departure, it's not just in life, it's in death as well.
Very much so, and I think this poem is not just emphasising Emma disappearing during their lifetime, but obviously writing this poem about her death, that she has completely disappeared now from his life, but is haunting him.
It's a very personal poem, Hardy sharing with us his grief, almost his anger at this disappearance. So we'll be hearing more about his feeling after Emma has died in the next few videos. But now let's hear this poem once again.
It was your way, my dear, to be gone without a word when callers, friends or kin had left, and I hastened in to rejoin you, as I inferred. And when you'd a mind to career off anywhere, say to town, you were all on a sudden gone, before I had thought thereon, or noticed your trunks were down. So now that you disappear for ever in that swift style, your meaning seems to me just as it used to be. Goodbye is not worthwhile.